Go! Go!
It's a TVL title showdown this week on the Blitz.
Come out and we'll get that W, you hear me?
Yeah!
It's time to win, let's go! Hey, family on me, family on 3, 1, 2, 3!
We're at Husky Memorial Stadium as Hughson High host Hilmar High. Both these teams undefeated in the Trans Valley League, so this one is for all the marbles. How did we get here? Well, both the Yellowjackets and the Huskies took down the defending league and section champions, Escalon High. And it's a showdown of sophomore quarterbacks, Caden Bailey under center for the Yellowjackets and Robert McDaniel under center for the Huskies. Hughson hasn't beaten Hilmar in 8 seasons. If they can do it tonight, they're basically the champs. It's time for the Friday night highlights. Big game, and Hughson was a little nervous to start. Very first play of the game, and it's a fumbled snap, not good. And this drive would end with another miscue. A punt attempt on 4th down, and the snap is over Kevin Jones' head. And it only takes one play for Hilmar to make Hughson pay. Caden Bailey from the 10-yard line takes it himself, and he's across the goal line. Hilmar is up early, and this is a tone-setting touchdown. Listen to what they're saying. Got him all day. Cox has them all day, and indeed, the Yellowjackets were on it all day. The PAT was blocked, but that was about the only miscue for Hilmar. Here's Vargas with a quarterback sack of McDaniel, and Vargas had a great game. Here he is on offense, taking the ball for a 10-yard stroll, and that is a first down. And there he is on the far side of the field with a 21-yard run and another first down. And this drive is going to end with a potential touchdown, but Vargas does have a miscue after all. A fumble touchdown. Larkin Meyer recovers the ball in the end zone, and that's a touchback. But the ensuing drive ends with a 4 and out. That's a 4th down stop right there. And Hilmar is looking like the tougher team early. The result of that turnover is a 5-play scoring drive. And look at this. Bailey looking like Patrick Mahomes, dishing it out to Derek Taylor for a 23-yard gain. And that sets up the sophomore quarterback's second touchdown, a 3-yard run. In Hilmar, they're looking pretty good. And they're going to bring the score up to 14 after Vargas dives into the end zone for the 2-point conversion. And the hits just kept coming for the Yellowjackets. They have a potent offense with plenty of weapons, which includes Derek Taylor. Check out the senior receiver with the end around. 2 strides, takes up 5 yards at least. That's a 37-yard run. And that's followed by Vargas, who's making defenders miss en route for an 11-yard gain. And to end this out, Taylor again. Ooh, look at the acrobatics. 8-yard touchdown run. Hilmar, they're up 21-0. What will Hughson do? Ooh, they have some shining light. McDaniels connects with Liam Bridgeford. That's a 19-yard pass and a first down. But this drive again ends with a 4th down stop. That Jacket defense is on point. And this leads to a 1-play scoring drive. Luis Vargas, he is the man. Number 14, remember him. An 86-yard touchdown run. I'll say that again. An 86-yard touchdown run from Luis Vargas. And we got to take that back real quick because this is the play of the game. Look at the defenders. They tackled the quarterback. They didn't know who the ball carrier was. It's Vargas, and that's stiff arm number 1. Stiff arm number 2. Take a close look. Vargas has vision. He's running down the sideline, and he sees a defender coming in. Look at this. Sweet cut. The defender had no chance. And Vargas, he just takes it all the way to the house. Number 3 can't catch him. And Hughson is flabbergasted. 28 unanswered points. Look at 69. He can't believe it. Well, hey, you better believe it because it's going to happen over and over again during the course of this game. But for now, Hughson's going to get a big first down with Bridgeford on the draw. That's good for 12 yards. And this 9-play drive will end with a Husky touchdown. David Delgado takes the pass from McDaniel, and he takes it 38 yards into the end zone. But again, Hilmar kept the pressure on, and they have big play capabilities. A 46-yard pass to Derek Taylor. And that's followed by another sweet pass from Bailey. This one is going to find Vargas. And this one will be good for 22 yards and a first down. But with time expiring, Hilmar will be forced to attempt a field goal, and that will be blocked by number 1. No good, but hey, Hilmar's still up. Your halftime score, 28-7. Now before we get into the second half, let's recognize our sponsor, Realtor Michael Rocha. Are you a buyer looking for your perfect home? Or are you a seller looking for top dollar for your home? No matter what your goals are, if you're looking to win in this real estate market, Michael Rocha is the realtor for you. So contact Michael Rocha today at 209-485-5228. You can also find him on Facebook and on Instagram. Second half action, and it only takes Hilmar 3 plays to get back into the end zone. Here's the very first play of the second half, and that's Bailey with a 27-yard run. Tack on the penalty for personal foul, and that's going to lead to a touchdown run from Bailey, this one from 26 yards out. Hilmar is looking like championship material here, folks. But unlike the first half, Hughson has an offensive response. McDaniel finding Gavin Stone for 15 yards. And later on in this drive, McDaniel is going to do it again. Another 15-yard pass, this one to Delgado, and this one is also good for a first down. And that sets up a touchdown on 4th and goal as Stone takes the touchdown pass with soft hands. 35-14 on that 5-yard pass. And Hughson has a little life for a moment at least, because it's going to be drained, it's going to be slashed, it's finito, it's gone. Just like Bailey, he's gone. An 80-yard touchdown run. No one's catching that kid. 2 possessions later, Hughson is back on the run with Bridgeford and a 10-yard run, followed by McDaniel, who tucks the ball and runs it himself, picking up 11 yards and picking up the personal foul. You can't do that. And that leads to a 23-yard touchdown run from Bridgeford. That's going to bring the score to 42-20 after the Huskies' PAT attempt is blocked. Look at this. Great special teams play. Hilmar really was on fire on all sides of the ball, and they have a lot of weapons, as I mentioned. Here's another one. Jax Branco. He fumbles the ball. A little bit of a mistake, but he makes up for it right here. He takes the pass, and he weaves through the defense, and that's good for 38 yards. And this is going to be a 6-play drive that's going to end with another Derek Taylor touchdown. He can do it all. He can catch the ball. He can run it. This is a 29-yard touchdown run. And Hilmar is really, they're just coasting to victory at this point. Hughson, they're looking for some morality points. Oh, incomplete pass to Abraham Montez. He'll make up for that later, but not before Bridgeport gets a 20-yard pass for a first down. You also add a penalty onto this one, and this is going to lead to a touchdown. Like I said, McDaniel to Montez. He makes up for it, and that's it. The garbage time touchdown, really. 49-26, Hilmar takes it. TVL champions, and look at that. Frank Marquez, he can't avoid the Gatorade bath. Congrats to the Jackets.
Thank you for this blessed day to play some football. Thank you for letting us have a great game and coming out with this W. Father, let's go next week and keep everyone safe and continue this through playoffs and get us a section title. Our Father, Lord in heaven.
I think we just prepared ourselves for the playoffs. Of course, we feel great, but we still, like Kobe said, job's not finished, so we got to keep this going and try to win us a section title and keep going from there. We just expected them to be a tough team, Stuff happens. People have bad games. Oh, well. I think that our team just has good chemistry, so when Bailey came in, it wasn't anything new. Huddy went out, Bailey came in, filled the spot for Hughson, and continued to do what Hilmar does, is ground and pound. I just trusted my linemen, made sure they made the block, go a little hesitant to make sure that they get there before I do. I took off, and honestly, I didn't know if I was going to get hawked down or not, but I made it there. We got to come out against MC and do our job because they're very lethal, and it feels good to maybe be TVL champs.
A lot of expectations for this game, and to be honest, it was a bit anticlimactic. Hughson and Hilmar both coming in undefeated in league, both coming in with big-time victories over Escalon. People anticipated a hard-fought matchup a la the 90s rivalry, and that's not what we got. In the end, I think Hilmar is just used to being in these types of games, and they rose to the occasion, while Hughson had an off night. And you can't really blame the Huskies for that. Hilmar is a powerhouse. Caden Bailey, the sophomore quarterback, he went 7 for 8 for 161 yards from the pocket, and he also had 10 carries for 180 yards and 4 touchdowns for a total of 341 yards. Then we have Luis Vargas, 14 carries, 198 yards, and 1 touchdown on top of 2 receptions and 36 yards for a grand total of 234 yards. And of course, we also have Derek Taylor, 4 receptions for 80 yards and 4 carries for 78 yards and 2 touchdowns for a total of 158 yards. And if you're good at math, you will know that Hilmar finished the game with 634 yards of total offense. As for Hughson, they finished with 327 yards of total offense, most of that recorded by Robert McDaniel, the sophomore quarterback. He went 15 for 27, 186 yards, and 3 touchdowns from the pocket, in addition to 5 carries and 31 yards for a total of 217 yards. And Liam Bridgeford, he had 17 carries for 94 yards and 1 touchdown, in addition to 3 receptions for 47 yards, and that's a total of 146 yards. Hughson is now 7-2 overall and 4-1 in the TVL. They have a bye week next week before wrapping up the season against Ripon High, and they are prepping for a playoff run in Division 6. As for Hilmar, they are 5-3 overall and undefeated in the Trans Valley League. They have Modesto Christian next week, a team coming off a big win over Livingston High. And the Jackets will end the season out with a home game against Riverbank. And so while it's not official, the TVL title is theirs to lose. What matters now is playoff seeding. As for the Blitz's plans next week, the game we're covering has no playoff implications, but it is important for the 2 teams participating. We will be covering Pittman High on the road facing Modesto High. Both of these teams are winless in the league, and so we will be there to cover the first Central California Athletic League win for either the Pride or the Panthers. You can catch that game at turlockjournal.com, as well as this and all other past episodes of the Blitz Season 10. You can also find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and of course YouTube if you follow at Turlock Journal. So until next week, when we bring you Modesto High versus Pittman High, I'm Frankie Tovar. Thank you for watching the Blitz.